May was a huge month in terms of Halloween Horror Nights news. We received 6 house announcements along with a special ticketed event that will be happening for the first time ever. And in this video I'm going to go ahead and break down everything that we got last month and tell you how I feel about everything towards the end. For starters, we received our first house announcement on May 17th, which was Slaughter Cinema 2, which is a beloved sequel to the original house from HHN 28. This house wasn't announced in your typical Horror Nights fashion of putting out a tweet or putting out a video. This was actually in front of a live audience at Spooky Empire, which was the first time this has ever been done for Orlando. Now this has been done in Hollywood multiple times in the past during Midsummer Scream, but this is the first time it's ever happened for Orlando, like I stated earlier. Now they did also state that one of the segments in the house will be called Heavy Metal Hell 3D. And along with that, there will also be 7 new films featured within this house. Along with the information that was given to us already there, we have also been informed that there will be callbacks to the original Slaughter Cinema house, which makes me wonder onto what will appear in this house. And as soon as I heard this, my brain automatically went back to the film that was in the house that barely received any love in the first version, and that was The Foul Fist of Dr. Faustus. Now I could be completely wrong and we could end up seeing just another Yeti iteration in here. However, I want to know what you think. What do you think will be the callback that we get? Let me know down below. But before I move away from Slaughter Cinema, I feel like I need to tell you my opinions on this, and needless to say, I am so excited. Slaughter Cinema is one of my all-time favorite houses. It's in my top 15 for sure, and truthfully, I'm so excited to see what this brings to the table. It can lay down the foundation for the next 5 years of Horror Nights. When you look at the original Slaughter Cinema, there's so many aspects of that house that was just scattered around everywhere, so it's a very exciting thing to see that they're doing this concept again and potentially giving us all new things in here. For our second announcement, we move back to Twitter, which is typical Halloween Horror Nights fashion, and we received a few cryptic tweets that just had the number 3 tweeted at 12:33 a.m. on May 18th and then May 19th, which led to an announcement on May 20th, which is our second house, and it is called Goblin's Feast. And it is described as a Goblin's Feast tavern that is located within the Goblin Village, where a lavish feast is being prepared for goblins, orcs, hobgoblins, and witches, and you are the main course. This house, just based on the art and the idea that we know so far, kind of reminds me of a combination of the witch scenes from Wicked Growth with a twist of the Conjure the Dark scare zone, but maybe a possibly small hint of Dueling Dragons to bring a taste of that medieval times to a house with a concept like this. And I know that this is a completely new idea, meaning that it does not have to have any tie into anything from the past that we know of yet, but this could very much be a brand new story that can bring together some new characters for us to fall in love with and quote whenever we're with friends at the event. And now overall, I'm excited for this. I think I'm excited for everything that's been announced so far when it comes down to Halloween Horror Nights, but this seems like something that can be a very fun house, but it can also be very gory. So we'll see how this is played out, but nonetheless, I am excited for this Goblin's Feast. But now we need to move to the next day, which was the next announcement, May 21st, in which Halloween Horror Nights announced the sequel to a beloved scare zone from recent Halloween Horror Nights history, which was Sweet's Revenge, turning it into Major Sweet's Candy Factory, which the haunted house was described on Twitter essentially as, "You've been invited to chaperone a field trip to a candy factory. The deadly delicious treats turn the kids into sugar-fueled fiends." And to add to this, Ramon Paradora on Twitter said that this house is a prequel to the scare zone. And the reason we know this is because he quote tweeted the announcement by saying, "Before the Halloween parade, Major Sweets had a plan." Meaning that we will potentially see what the process was like for Major Sweets to create the candy, kind of like a Willy Wonka vibe of seeing the whole entire factory, which in turn is kind of perfect because in a video that I released in August, I stated that this is going to be a horror take, or well, a blend of two things, Willy Wonka and Major Sweets. Imagine all the scariness from Major Sweets and the set design from Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. So needless to say, I am very excited for this house as it is something that I dreamed of for Halloween Horror Nights for a while, and truthfully I cannot wait to see how this house is going to be executed and what exactly will lie within these walls of this haunted house. Nonetheless, I am excited to see Major Sweet make a return, and hopefully this house is exactly everything I ever dreamed of. Now moving to May 22nd, we received another announcement, which is the museum, Deadly Exhibits, and this house is described as follows. You decide to visit the new folklore museum exhibit, The Rotting Stone, when an evil escapes from within, destroying everything in its path. Now, this is an interesting concept, and we haven't seen a museum haunted house since the early years of HHN, meaning that there's a lot of untapped potential, and truly this concept of having an evil entity take over the artifacts of the rotting stone, meaning that the entity can be anywhere and anything in the museum, which adds a massive layer of suspense. And overall, like I've stated for the other houses, I am very excited for this, and I can't wait to see how they execute this and how the exhibits will look all together. And now we move to the next day, which was Thursday, May 23rd, in which we received another announcement, and it is Monstruos, the Monsters of Latin America, which, if you've heard this before, you are not mistaken. This house was actually featured at HHN Hollywood last year, and the description for the house is quite literally the exact same, which reads as, "With La Muerte as your guide, you'll soon be begging for piedad from these three terrifying legends, Tlahuelpushi, La Lechuza, and El Simón." Now, if you've never seen a walkthrough of Monstruos in Hollywood, I highly recommend you do so you can see what the vibe of this house may be like. However, you know, when it comes to Universal, they like to differentiate the houses that are shared between Orlando and Hollywood, meaning that these houses will be different. Essentially, this is going to be Orlando's take on Monstruos. It won't be a copy-paste of Hollywood's version coming to Orlando. I feel like this is needless to say, I'm excited for this house, as if you guys remember, my first ever Horror Nights house was Urban Legends La Llorona, which is a Latin American monster, meaning that now we get to go and revisit this and see something from past, but it is brand new to us, and I honestly can't wait to see how Horror Nights executes this house, because I love how the one in Hollywood looked. I cannot wait to see what they do with it here in Orlando. And now we move to Friday, May 24th, which was our final of our original announcements for now that we know of, and we received Triplets of Terror, which this house is something that I've truly always wanted to see at Halloween Horror Nights since I've been attending, and that is an original slasher created by Universal. And this house is described as, "You're invited to the Barmy Triplets birthday bash, but beware, they celebrate by recreating their family's murders. Prepare for a gory gathering." Now, this house gives me the vibes of House of a Thousand Corpses, which is one of my all-time favorite Horror Nights houses, and I believe that Universal can knock it out of the park if they execute it properly. But in the meantime, we can just appreciate how different all of the Barmy triplets look. They all look so fun and different and very unique in their own way. That has me so excited to see how they'll look in the house. Will they be represented the same way? Will they have a paper mask? Will they just be something different? I'm not sure, but nonetheless, I'm excited to see how they execute this. Now, when it came down to, for example, House of a Thousand Corpses originally, I wasn't excited for that house at all, and it ended up being one of my favorites. So I'm kind of looking at this house with that same optimism of, I don't know if I'm going to love it, but I'm hoping that it blows me away. This is honestly my dark horse. And in terms of a hype list for this, I'm really excited for all 6 of these houses, but if you want a specific hype list ranking for me, it goes The Museum Deadly Exhibits, Goblin's Feast, Monstruos, the Monsters of Latin America, Triplets of Terror, Slaughter Cinema 2, and Major Sweets Candy Factory at 1. And like I've stated prior, I'm excited for all 6 of these houses. This ranking is just based on all the information that we know so far and my anticipation for all of these houses. Now, aside from the haunted houses, we also received a brand new special ticketed event that was announced for Halloween Horror Nights just a few days ago. This event is called Premium Scream Night, and it takes place the day before the opening night of Halloween Horror Nights, which is Thursday, August 29th. This will be the first time ever that Halloween Horror Nights does something of this magnitude, allowing guests to go to Halloween Horror Nights prior to the event opening. Now, typically they usually only do employee preview, executive previews, and things of that nature before opening day, so this being the exact day before opening night is kind of crazy. But what are the details for Premium Scream Night? Well, let me get into them right now for you. Premium Scream Night will be everything fans love about the world's premier Halloween event in a more intimate experience, complete with limited capacity and shorter wait times, staggered entry groups into haunted houses so everyone will fall prey to the scares lurking at every turn, a selection of all-you-care-to-eat food items created by Universal's award-winning culinary team and inspired by this year's seasoned haunts, as well as non-alcoholic beverages, an exclusive event souvenir credential and lanyard, access to select attractions at Universal Studios Florida, and free self-parking on August 29th as well, which I think is a huge plus. Now, the tickets for this are going to be $350 plus tax, and there is a discount for annual pass and seasonal pass holders, which the ticket being $325 plus tax. And if you're wondering when you can purchase these tickets, you'll be able to buy them Thursday, June 6th. Now, along with this, if you're wondering the smaller details about the event, it's going to be just that one night, Thursday, August 29th. All 10 of the haunted houses will be open, 5 scare zones will be available along with hordes, and there will be live entertainment throughout the entire park, meaning that we'll have potentially at least one show, which is a very nice touch. Now, I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. I've been on the fence since this announcement was made about if I want to attend or not. I've lived by my moral of wanting to go to Halloween Horror Nights on opening night every year, and it's honestly been such a fun thing to do. However, with them doing this and making it a extra cost of being $350, well, $325 for me as a pass holder, it kind of puts me on a decision of, do I want to buy this and then get a cheaper frequent fear pass, or do I just want to get the frequent fear pass with Express that I always purchase? It has me thinking, and honestly, I might end up going with just purchasing the frequent fear, as I always end up going to Horror Nights more than 20 nights, and it's something that I like to do. I like to visit Halloween Horror Nights multiple times, and if you've seen me at Horror Nights, you know this. I will just go through houses, sit in scare zones, and have a great time. But this premium Scream Night, I think, is perfect for a guest that is traveling in and potentially only has one night to do Halloween Horror Nights. August 29th could be the perfect day for you. It's limited capacity, the food is all you can eat, and if you do the math, you're saving a lot of money. Parking for Horror Nights is typically around $60. A ticket to get into Horror Nights is close to $200. If you want to do Express, that is $200. So right there alone is the price of your ticket for Premium Scream Night. So if you want to do one night of Halloween Horror Nights, Premium Scream Night could be perfect for you. However, for someone like me that's a local that buys a frequent fear pass, I don't think it's a perfect opportunity for me, because if I want to do this going solo through houses, I'll just wait till 2 a.m. and do a house at the end of the night, if you know what I'm saying. But nonetheless, I think this is perfect for people that are visiting the park and only have one day to do everything. This could be the perfect opportunity for you, and along with that, the event is open for regular hours, meaning that it's going to be from 6:30 to 2 a.m., the same as a regular Halloween Horror Nights night, so this could be a perfect opportunity for you to experience Halloween Horror Nights to its full effect. And that's everything that we know for Halloween Horror Nights so far, but who knows, probably this week they'll announce something else and I'll have to make another video for you guys. But that's perfectly fine, as I'm planning to go very hard into making videos this summer, as I will be moving to Orlando this summer and filming like crazy, non-stop. It's going to be a huge change, it's going to be very positive for us, and I can't wait to give you guys all of the updates from the parks as quick as possible. It won't be a 45-minute to hour drive, so it's very exciting for that big change. But nonetheless, I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what your rankings are so far for the Horror Nights houses and how you feel about Premium Scream Night. Subscribe if you guys already haven't done so, and stay excellent, my dudes.